Hi, it's Katrina! From a new Aztec palace to a mysterious chamber hidden beneath the legendary Egyptian Sphinx, here are 10 of the most mysterious archaeological sites in the world. Number 10. The Aztec Temple. The remains of an ancient Aztec palace have just been discovered underneath a modern building in Mexico City. It happened during renovations in the Zócalo Plaza in the heart of Mexico City's historic district. Beneath the floor of the modern structure, researchers found a primitive stone floor that was likely part of a large palace used by an Aztec ruler. Researchers believe it also could be the mysterious palace taken over by Hernán Cortés after the fall of the Aztec Empire. There is some evidence that Cortés used some of the palace's materials to build his own home inside the ancient site after it was razed by the Spanish conquistadors. But the truth of the palace is still a bit of a mystery. We know that the ruler Ajayacat ruled from between 1469 to 1481 and was one of the very last rulers of the empire before the Spanish showed up, but we don't know how grand his palace was. Archaeologists can't actually dig out the entire area because it's covered by modern structures. The building that was being renovated is a historic pawn shop first built in 1755. As you can tell, a lot of the mysterious past of the Aztec capital, known back then as Tenochtitlan, has been erased, or at least buried under the floors of shops and restaurants and other local businesses. We may never see the true scope of how huge and imposing the old Aztec palaces were. Number 9. Nubian Cathedral. Archaeologists have found the ruins of a huge Nubian cathedral from the medieval era in Sudan, and they don't quite know what to think of it. Archaeologists were digging in the country's north near Old Dongola. They found the destroyed bones of the largest Nubian church in the region, suggesting the ancient cathedral may have been a seat of power for the Nubian archbishops who lived during the kingdom of Makuria in the middle of the 6th century, when Christianity arrived in the region and took hold. What's truly shocking is that nobody expected to find a church here. The excavations were done with the help from the Polish Center of Mediterranean Archaeology. They used special sensing techniques to look for empty spaces underneath an old citadel. They had expected to find some kind of town square, not the bones of what had once been a megalithic structure of worship. They found at least 2 walls of the church, each decorated with colorful paintings. They also found the ceiling of a large tomb, though they have no clue who may have been buried inside the tomb or what secrets it holds. They have yet to dig down into it, and so there could be anything hidden in the subterranean lair. It could be the final resting place of a prestigious, unknown archbishop. As for the small city itself, it prospered until the 14th century when Islam made its way into the area, along with military forces from Egypt, eventually reducing the Nubian kingdom to ashes. Number 8. Empúries. The Empúries archaeological site is one of the most important places in all of Europe. It's located in Spain in the province of Girona. Thousands of years ago, there were 2 important cities here. There was the Greek city of Emporium and the Roman city of Emporiae, and they actually existed in relative peace right beside one another. It was from here the Greeks and Romans spread their influence into what is modern-day Spain. Today, it's the only archaeological site in the region where you can find settlements built by Greece and Rome in close proximity. But there's a lot of mystery here too. The Greeks built their city in the 6th century BC as a commercial settlement, and the Romans built theirs in the 1st century BC, about 500 years later. The 2 cities prospered from trade and never fought with one another. However, it was in the 3rd century AD that the region was abandoned. People from both cities picked up and walked away, and over time their great structures, palaces, and monuments were lost. To this day, archaeologists can't pinpoint a reason why this happened. The only structures remaining are degraded beyond repair, nothing more than loose bricks and crumbling mud walls. But more clues could come with more excavations. Only around 25% of the region has been uncovered so far. Archaeologists are still digging, with many experts convinced there is some kind of treasure buried here just waiting to be found. Number 7. China's ancient city. There is no ancient place in China more mysterious than Sanqingdui. It was only discovered about a few decades ago, and still has historians scratching their heads when they try to figure out who lived here, where they came from, and where they went. Archaeological evidence has shown that the mysterious city dates back 3,000 years. Still, the origins of this city remain unknown. The first discovery was made here in the 1980s, when researchers found 2 pits filled with elephant tusks, mysterious golden masks, bronze figures that resemble alien visitors with bulging eyes and weird features, and other strange artifacts unlike any other relics found in China. This is pretty cool because China is huge. Yet despite China's size, this is the only place where the weird alien figurines have been found. Since the 80s, thousands of more artifacts have been uncovered. Huge buildings, a massive city wall that protected the capital of the mysterious civilization from attack, and even sacrificial pits likely used in strange rituals. To give you an idea of the timeline, this city flourished as a technologically advanced capital back when the boy pharaoh Tutankhamun was being lowered into a tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Another truly strange thing about this ancient city is that they left behind no written materials. Despite their advancements in building technology, they had no written system. A lot of theories place the people here as being influenced by extraterrestrials, especially because of the strange figurines found all over the site. Experts would like you to just appreciate this mysterious culture. No aliens needed. Number 6. The Unicorn Cave. There is a mysterious place in Germany called the Unicorn Cave. No, it's not home to a mythical race of unicorns. Instead, it was the recent site for one of the most important Neanderthal discoveries in history. The Unicorn Cave is in the Harz Mountains. The cave was likely used by our Neanderthal ancestors as a place of shelter for tens of thousands of years. During all that time as cave people, they learned how to do something that has shocked scientists to their core. This shocking discovery came in the form of a bone, a toe bone from a deer to be exact. The toe bone has been dated back 51,000 years. This was right around the time that Neanderthals went extinct. They lived from between roughly 400,000 to 45,000 years before today, at which point they began being replaced by real humans. The toe bone was so fascinating because it was found with curious patterns carved on it. This has proven to be the earliest example of a humanoid creature creating artwork on purpose. Scientists say a Neanderthal picked up the bone, carved geometric symbols into it, and then probably kept it as some kind of symbolic treasure. Nobody knows what the symbols mean, or rather what they meant to the Neanderthals. Until now, nobody even believed that Neanderthals could create art. We thought these were advanced, monkey-like human things that made grunting sounds and clacked stone tools together. Now it seems that Neanderthals actually had a creative side, one that seems to have been born inside the Unicorn Cave. How and why is a question that scientists don't have an answer for. Number 5. Castlereagh Stone Circle. The Castlereagh Stone Circle is a mysterious place in Britain that rivals Stonehenge in its mystique and wonder. There are plenty of weird stone circles in Britain that scientists can't figure out, but Castlereagh is unique. It's in one of the most dramatic settings overlooking the vast Thirlmere Valley, with sprawling mountains rising in the distance. According to English Heritage, the stone circle is about 5,000 years old, constructed back in 3000 BC. This makes it perhaps the earliest in all of England. This is an important title when there are at least 300 stone circles from the Bronze Age scattered throughout Britain. The oldest should arguably be the most important. But just what is this stone circle and who were its builders? What kind of mysteries did they leave behind? Castlereagh is an open circle about 100 feet in diameter and built of 42 stones. These stones are up to 7.5 feet in height. It's been suggested that the stone circle was used to track the planets and the stars, though that's never been confirmed. Despite all the stone circles in Britain, there has never been a consistent orientation to them all. They may have been used to watch the stars, or places like Castlereagh may have been used to sacrifice humans to long-lost gods. Historians and scientists are barely starting to scratch the surface of this mysterious stone circle. And now for number 4, but first want to give a big shout out to the Kennedy family and Randall Petrolgi. Thanks so much for supporting this channel. If you want to learn more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Origins Explained family. Number 4. Mysterious Byzantine Church. The Basilica San Vitale in Italy was under construction when the Byzantine Emperor Justinian conquered the nation in the 6th century. Justinian continued to build the amazing church, which became a testament to himself and to the glory of Jesus. Today, the Basilica San Vitale is the only church from the Byzantine era still perfectly intact. It's still one of the most impressive churches anywhere in Italy and is decorated in gorgeous mosaics from the Byzantine Empire. From the outside, the basilica is so fascinating that it's hard to believe such a place exists. Inside, the mosaics are extraordinary. Because the Emperor Justinian continued to build the basilica after taking over Italy, he was able to incorporate himself and his wife, Theodora, into the artwork, depicting them as divine rulers, when they kind of weren't. One of the most mysterious aspects of the Byzantine Church is who exactly it was dedicated to. Almost nothing is known of the life of Saint Vitalis. One story says he was born in Milan and then buried while still breathing in Ravenna. Another story says he was tortured before being buried alive. It's also rumored that his wife and children were killed as martyrs. However, the actual site of the church may have been the execution grounds of yet another martyr, San Vitalis of Bologna. Back in those days, there were so many saints and so many martyrs that today, it's honestly a little hard for historians to keep track. Number 3. Unknown Himalayan civilization. Scientists have recently made an incredible discovery in India that might change history. A joint expedition between scientists from Russia and India found 2 ritual structures deep in the Himalayan province, suggesting a mysterious unknown civilization once lived among the snowy peaks of the Himalayas in total secrecy. According to the deputy director of the Institute of Archaeology and Ethnography, who has been working closely with the project, the ritual complexes were found in a highly elevated place within the mountains where almost nobody goes. This is why archaeologists never came across the bizarre sites before. At least 200 strange horseman statues were found scattered throughout the sanctuaries. What's kind of weird is that the horse statues have anywhere between 1 and 4 riders on them, which honestly makes no sense. 4 people shouldn't be riding on a single horse. So what were these sculptures supposed to represent? The sculptures are richly decorated and were obviously handmade by people who knew what they were doing. But this is way up in the Himalayas. It's very cold and hardly anybody goes here. How did a culture flourish without anyone knowing? Scientists believe that the horse carvings, along with the ruins of the ritual buildings, were part of a civilization that nobody even has a name for yet. Where they went or even when they lived in the area is a total mystery. Number 2. Lake Michigan Stonehenge. In 2007, a stone circle that looks awfully similar to Stonehenge was discovered on the bottom of Lake Michigan, and nobody can confirm how it got there. The discovery is thanks to Mark Hawley, a professor of underwater archaeology who went on an expedition to the bottom of Lake Michigan and couldn't believe his eyes when he found standing stones arranged in a circle, along with carvings of what looked to be an extinct mastodon. This is shocking for several reasons. The most obvious is that mastodons went extinct 10,000 years before today. That means that whoever erected the stone circle and made the carvings would have lived before that, at a time when huge beasts still roamed across North America, probably during the last ice age. In other words, if proven to be real, the carvings are direct evidence that humans lived alongside mastodons in what is today Michigan, and that they somehow built an underwater Stonehenge for unknown reasons. Although that long ago, the place was most likely on dry land. Unfortunately, wild archaeological discoveries like this frequently get buried under doubt and speculation. Nobody wants to change the official historical narrative, which is why a lot of scientists have come out to say that the rocks probably weren't arranged by human hands, saying they just kind of fell into a circle on their own, and that the mastodon carvings might be the archaeologists' imagination. However, further expeditions could reveal the truth. It is not that unlikely that long ago, ancient people would have made standing stones, since these structures are found all over the world. However, its purpose, who built it, and why are all still mysteries yet to be solved. Number 1. Hole in the Sphinx. The Sphinx in Egypt is one of the most mysterious places in the world, and it just keeps getting more and more intriguing. There is apparently a secret chamber hidden beneath the body of the Great Sphinx of Giza that could lead to an undiscovered treasure hoard. This theory has been around for centuries. It's nothing new. Everyone knows there's a doorway at the bottom of the Sphinx. It's been there for 4,500 years. However, it's never really been confirmed what the hole at the bottom was meant for, other than to lead down into some creepy chambers. Now, historian Dr. Bettany Hughes claims the empty chamber at the bottom of the Sphinx leads to more chambers, these ones not so empty. The issue with finding the treasure is that the only way to do so would be to excavate inside the Sphinx. This would involve blasting a hole deeper beneath the monument to get into the underground tunnels and chambers. One mistake could collapse the entire Sphinx, ruining the iconic monument. It's believed that the chambers were sealed so effectively back in the days of Pharaoh Khufu that there is no way to see their entrances. The only way to get in is by force, which the Egyptian government is definitely not going to allow. Scientists are hoping to scan the Sphinx to perhaps find another entrance, or at least be able to take a look inside in search of the hidden chambers, which may hold lost treasures and hidden mummies. Thanks for watching! What do you think is inside the Sphinx? Which of these mysterious places would you like to visit? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for mysterious archaeological discoveries. See you next time! Bye!